Here we're going to look at an introduction to redox reactions. And I'm going to write down a redox reaction, and that's the reaction of lead oxide with carbon. And they react to produce lead and carbon dioxide. Now, a very simplistic way of looking at oxidation is the gaining of oxygen. You can see from this reaction that the carbon has gained oxygen, so we say it's oxidized. Or oxidation. Reduction, logically then, is going to be the opposite. Reduction can be thought of simplistically as the loss of oxygen. And we can see here that it's the lead oxide which has lost oxygen. And we can say that it's been reduced, or this is reduction. But there is another way of looking at redox reactions other than gaining or losing oxygen. Let's have a look at another example. This time we'll look at the reaction between magnesium and oxygen. And they react to produce magnesium oxide. Now, using the example above, we can see that the magnesium has been oxidized to magnesium oxide. But what's being reduced, what is losing oxygen, isn't as straightforward. So we can look at reduction and oxidation in another way. Now, this magnesium oxide is an ionic compound. So this 2MgO is really 2 magnesium ions and 2 oxide ions. So when we look at what's happening in terms of the magnesium, these 2 magnesium atoms are forming magnesium ions. And in the process, each of these 2 magnesium atoms here are losing 2 electrons to form these magnesium ions. So this is balanced by 4 electrons. And we can see here that in all equations we need to balance atoms and charge. And we can see here that we've got 0 charge. So my right hand side needs 0 charge. Well, I've got my 4 plus there, 2 times plus 2. Therefore that needs to be balanced by 4 electrons. So we said we know that the magnesium is oxidized because the magnesium has gained oxygen, but oxidation can be now thought of as also the loss of electrons. So now oxidation can be thought of as loss of electrons. The magnesium is oxidized because it's lost electrons to form these magnesium ions. Now the oxygen therefore must have been reduced, but the oxygen can't itself lose oxygen. But what it is doing is gaining electrons. And each oxygen atom gains 2 electrons to form 2 oxide ions. So reduction can now be thought of as gain of electrons. And that gives us a well-known mnemonic of oil rig. And it's one to remember. And that is oxidation is loss of electrons, reduction is gain of electrons.